Here at Helmuth Ford, we are a small town dealership with no hassle and no pressure.
Brushed by Jude at 116 First Avenue in Oskaloosa brings life back to your furniture. What was once viewed as dated or old-fashioned is transformed to have a whole new life ahead of it. Stop in and see Judy Gronendijk for furniture restoration. Plus, there are classes to learn how to paint furniture. Go to brushedbyjude.com for hours and more information. And stop in on the south side of the square in Oskaloosa to do some Christmas shopping at Brushed by Jude. The Keokuk County Veterans Affairs Office in Sigourney wishes you the very best this holiday season. And please remember those that aren't with their families this year, as they are protecting our great country. For more information on Keokuk County Veterans Affairs, contact Michelle Herman, the Veteran Affairs Administrator, at 101 South Main in Sigourney. Colbert Feed in Sigourney, more than just a feed mill. Colbert Feed is your horse source in Keokuk County. We provide bulk or bag feed for your livestock. We have a selection of horse feed, dog food, cat food, and bird food. Colbert Feed is open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. You can stop by and see Colbert Feed by the Expo in Sigourney or call 641-622-2828. That's Colbert Feed in Sigourney. Welcome in. Oh, yeah. Welcome to you. And you. Oh, I see you over there. Thank you.
Hey-o.
Welcome in. Time for some real talk here on Steve Shetler Media with Pastor Aaron Fleming and myself. Aaron, what is up? By the way, happy belated birthday. I know it's been a few days now, but happy birthday to you.
Thank you. It was a pretty great birthday. I ended up very tired at the end of it.
All right.
Well,
that's what happens when you get older.
Well, and my birthday was on a Sunday, so of course we started the morning with church, and I did not preach. I gave myself the birthday present of bringing in a guest speaker.
Hey.
And that was a treat. It's an old friend, a mentor, former pastor of mine who actually launched me when I planted New Life down in Wellman. So
okay.
Pastor Marv Figgenspan came down, and he gives a good word.
Yeah.
He's just encouraging. I think you've heard him before.
I've heard him a time or two.
And he's an unashamed tongue talker, prophesying. Just gets after it in his messages and doesn't stop until the Holy Spirit moves. So we had a great time with him, had him over for lunch, he and his wife and some folks from church, and that was fun. And then I taught a class later in the afternoon, and then I was very tired. But one of the young guys in the class got a cake at Hy-Vee for me and had him write "Happy Birthday, Aaron" in frosting, and then the young men got into the cake before I had the chance to really see.
It looks so good.
It looks so good, and it was chocolate cake from Hy-Vee, so it was pretty decent,
Yeah.
pretty decent cake. So
Yeah.
I had a good birthday, and I don't know. I like to celebrate my birthday. Some people
Exactly.
don't want to make a fuss, but I want to make a fuss. Dang it!
I don't know if you ever look at my daily birthday list that I put up for celebrity and hometown birthdays, but you were on the hometown side. You probably should have been on the celebrity side.
Wow. Hey,
yeah.
and you know what? If people want to give me a birthday present for free, just a little belated, I have some goals for my writing career next year. My writing career, such as it is, but you all of our listeners could help me. If you have an Amazon account, you could find my book Kingmaker, and here's the thing: it's free. It is free on Kindle. It's not free for paperback. And you would probably rather have the paperback version, but it's free on Kindle. And if you just got the free Kindle version, that would help keep me, in free Kindle, I'm still in the top 100 in 3 different key fantasy adventure categories.
Okay.
So anybody that wants to help me out for free can just get a copy of my book, Kingmaker, on Kindle. And, whether or not you read it, I hope you read it. And then buy the sequel, Skeleton Company. So yeah, I'm trying to work on some goals for my writing career for the next year, and I've got a book that I'm very slowly working on editing, and that kind of rolls us into our topic for the day, Steve. Which
what
is
a coincidence.
Which is waiting.
Yeah.
Which is a fitting topic for Christmas. I think
my cat just went bonkers behind us.
we do have a cat in the studio.
This is a professional setting, ladies and gentlemen.
Just before we started, the cat jumped up on Steve's shoulder. So I'm secretly hoping that in the middle of the show, the cat will suddenly
Poopy the cat
will jump onto the scene and start purring or something. Get all the cat lovers to watch this show. That's how that'll work out. Waiting. Do you remember waiting for Christmas when you were a kid?
Oh man, there was so much anticipation when I was a kid. Yeah, it was great.
Was the waiting great?
I mean, looking back, but I mean at the time, no, waiting was hard.
And sometimes even painful.
Yeah, I just wanted to be here.
Yeah.
I want to see what I get.
That was the big thing. Usually was what am I gonna get, which is maybe a little selfish, a little self-centered,
Sure.
but pretty natural for children.
Yeah.
So not a big deal. Yeah, there's that waiting, and then you wake up on Christmas morning. And how did you guys do presents? Did you, like, as soon as you're up, you can open your own presents, or did everybody wait?
I mean, you had to wait. You had to go through everybody. You know, my sister and I had to come down, do the stockings first. You always had to do the stockings, and then you go to the presents. So,
yeah. Okay. I think in my family growing up, and now, my family with our kids, you always got to open. You could get into your stocking as soon as you woke up.
Okay.
So if you couldn't sleep because you were so excited and you were up at 6 o'clock, you could get your own stuffing.
All right.
Or stuffing?
Stuffing?
Stocking. We often
got
had
stuffing in your stocking?
in our stocking. Yeah, some turkey, some stuffing, some gravy in the stocking. Good times. But then wait for the whole family to get up, and mom and dad, of course, are always the last ones up because they're trying to sleep in because it's a holiday. So yeah, the waiting, and what are other big things that you've waited for in your life? Can you stop and
what have I waited for? I mean, you got to wait for your special someone that comes into your life. I don't know.
Yeah. Melissa and I dated for 4 years before we got married.
Yeah.
And that seemed like a lifetime.
Yeah.
We started dating when we were 17 and 15, so
sure.
Couldn't really get married right away, even though we figured out pretty quick.
You went down south, you could probably get married.
Well,
We'll get you married.
Up here in Iowa, we got some rules about that.
And we were talking about Iowa Hawkeye Bowl games. It used to be there's a lot of waiting and anticipation for the Hawkeye Bowl games. Now not so much. But unless you get into the playoffs, your bowl games are kind of not really worth waiting for.
And there's something. There's an inability to wait, I think, that a lot of us feels kind of wrecking college football.
Yeah.
Like, if you can't wait to be a starter, just hit the transfer portal.
And go be a non-starter somewhere else.
And, because I can't wait to not start in a totally different place. Or I can't wait to get to the NFL, so I'll just quit my team before the biggest game of the year. And in some ways you understand bowl games there's just less meaning.
Yeah.
I think in a lot of ways. But then when there's the whole thing with who was it that was
there's the cat.
There's the cat crawling over Steve's shoulder. And she disappeared. We'll keep our eye on her. We're waiting for her to come back, as I'm sure all of you are. That was a distraction. Wow.
Squirrel.
Cat.
I gotta get the cat out of here. Aaron, do you want a cat?
No.
Merry Christmas.
No, we've got two.
Oh,
What's
all right.
there we go. There we go. You can see her up on Steve's shoulder there.
Oh, poopy.
And now she's crawling onto my lap. we were somewhere around bowl games.
Yeah, bowl games and waiting
And yeah, just like a cultural thing going on of not wanting to wait, and that's starting to erode a whole sport. And we're talking, are the playoffs going to be good? There's guys leaving their teams right before playoff games, a national championship on the line, a Final Four finish, and guys are just like, I'm
going to go play for Alabama Tech South Side.
Tennessee Night School for the Blind or something. I was thinking about Army. Army almost lost their bowl game because the team they were going to play, just the coach couldn't wait to get a new job, so he got a new job, and then 30 players just left the team. And was that Marshall?
Yep. The Thundering Herd.
The Thundering Herd. They thundered right out of the bowl game, and now we got a 5-7. I forget who it was who got that spot, but a 5-7 team going up against Army is 11-2 or something, and so that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But this whole waiting thing is not new to humanity.
As Tom Petty would say back in the waiting is the hardest part. Are you Tom Petty fan?
I do enjoy Tom Petty. That's a good song. An interesting rendition of it. Maybe we ought to sing that at church on Sunday sometime.
The waiting is the hardest part.
Yeah, connect with that. Waiting has always been difficult, and for people of faith, it's no different. Like, just because you believe in God doesn't mean that you don't end up in situations where you're waiting. The Jews waited for hundreds of years for a Messiah, and a lot of generations passed without seeing that promise from God fulfilled. And so we may pick up on this next week. But as we prepare for Christmas, we often read the story of John and Elizabeth back there in Luke chapter 1. John and Elizabeth were told that they were blameless in the sight of the law. Like, he was a priest, so she probably came from a priestly clan as well. And they were old, they were advanced in years, had never been able to have children, which of course in that society was a great disgrace and a shame and a great sorrow. And they had just waited. And they had never done anything wrong. Like, they did everything that they knew how to do, and they still didn't have a child. And, like, people knew what menopause was back then. They knew that there was a point of no return where this just isn't going to happen. And I think a lot of us feel that. We feel that thing where we've done everything that we know how to do. We've done the best that we can, and it still hasn't panned out for us. And it just looks like the train has left the station. The ship has sailed. That was a cheery thought, wasn't it?
But then, has it sailed? Has the train left the station?
Has the train left the station? That is the question.
Or is there still hope?
But since this is real talk, we got to talk about the tough stuff first.
Yep.
And I think most of us are kind of turned off when you run into a Christian or a person of faith who's just like, oh, la 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 la, everything's happy, and
skipping through the fields,
and you're like, no, it's not all happy.
Yeah,
this really stinks. I have waited for a long time for this, and the ship has sailed. So in life, as with this show, we're left thinking, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Sometimes though, I think it's, since we're talking real here, sometimes there's just no good way to wrap everything up. Life doesn't always get wrapped up in a bow like your Christmas present. And here's something I've noticed about really nicely wrapped Christmas presents. You got to tear the wrapping off anyway. So, although part of my reluctance to wrap things over the years is just that I'm not good at it. Especially when I was a kid. I've gotten better at it, so I wrap things every once in a while. But I like the thing where you put something in a nice bag with some colored tissue paper on top.
It's nice and easy.
Yep, nice and easy. You don't have to wait. You don't have to have patience for wrapping stuff. I think we'll wrap up kind of at this point, and we will let our listeners wait until next week.
Patience.
So
patience, young Jedi.
We're waiting for another good Star Wars movie to come out, aren't we?
Yes. That ship has sailed.
That ship does seem to have sailed. We'll wrap up here. It's a little bit of a down note today, maybe. But maybe a clue for us is that you can hope that next week's show is a little more cheery. Hope. Hope. All right, we'll leave you there. We do want to say, please, if you live anywhere close to Wellman, Iowa, and you're looking for a church, you're looking for faith, you wonder where God hangs out, is there a group of people that will love you and accept you? Yeah, come on over to New Life Community Church. We meet at 10 o'clock. Now the cat's crawling on me again. 10 o'clock, it's at the Parkside Activities Center. Now the cat is clawing me. Parkside Activity Center, 10 o'clock. We do not have any cats at New Life, so you will be safe from being clawed during our worship services. I think that's it for today. We'll see you around soon.
All right. We thank New Life Community Church in Wellman for being our sponsor of Real Talk.